Hey everyone, welcome to our Gallant Night Games actual play streaming channel, Gallant Night Games Plus, I guess that's what we're called now. So welcome to GKG Plus, our new streaming service, where you don't have to pay anything and you can watch one game every week if you're lucky, and maybe we'll be more.
Yeah.
What you pay for, it's on you.
You can just play that opening credit thing over and over again the entire time, and I would tune in and watch that because it's so cool.
We'll just
For
load
sure.
that as like a loop.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Loop it during your workday.
Yes.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it would.
I'm gonna kill the overlay because we're down a player, so the overlay is kind of being a pain. Boom. There we go. Now we can see everybody.
Gotcha.
Hey everyone. I'm Alan Bahr. I am the publisher and muck at Gallant Night Games. With me are some of my amazing friends who are going to play RPGs with me tonight. We are missing one less than amazing friend because they bailed. Ryan Schoon is off at jerk face. So, Ryan, if you're listening to this, you've been downgraded from amazing to passably okay. We'll re-upgrade you next week when you're done. But in all seriousness, Ryan's off at Gen Con working, so props to Ryan. Hope he's having fun at Gen Con. We miss him tonight. But, hey, we're going to have fun anyway without him because we don't need Ryan to have no fun. All right. Woo! There's my motor.
We make our own fun.
I am flagging. How are you today? I'm gonna have my friends introduce themselves. We're gonna start on my left, this side. It was on my right on the screen, but on my left on the camera, it's all messy. And then we'll just go down and then over and then back up.
Okay, is that me first then?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. My name is Murdock, and I am essentially a freelance gaming writer. And tonight, I am playing a bizarre character who works in a Radio Shack, not Radio Shack, named Miss Ibis.
Miss Ibis.
Right.
Okay. I am Gina, sorry, and not good at multitasking. And I play, I love RPGs and have been doing streaming and podcasting and all sorts of stuff for about a decade now. Tonight, I am a special guest star in Ashley's run, and I am playing Penny Ellis, who is kind of a frenemy, I guess we'll say. To Ashley's character.
Yes. And that leaves me, I'm Ashley, which is funny because I also have another actual play I do using another one of Alan's games called Tiny Frontiers. The podcast is called Mammary Alpha, and it's a lot of fun, but I play a character named Penny. So that's really funny that that's your character's name. So
that's fantastic.
Yes. Penelope the Vulcan. So yeah, that's me. I do podcasts, I play games, stuff like that. It's a lot of fun, and Alan's working through some technical difficulties. Yes, that's me tonight. I will be playing Ruthie Sparks. That's where I was going next. My character for this is Ruthie Sparks. She is a lot of fun. Basically, if you think of Ruthie from the Ozarks, if you ever seen that, and Chandra Lamar from Magic, like if those had like an electricity baby, that would be Ruthie. So I'm really excited to bring her to life tonight. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I love it.
I'm excited for her.
Checking. Does that sound better?
Oh yeah, that's way better. Definitely keep the microphone in your mouth.
Welcome to the GallantVerse podcast. Alan Bahr, coming out here from the West Lands of North Dakota.
Get that bass going.
All right.
Oh yeah.
All right. But does that sound better?
Yeah.
Yes.
That does.
It had defaulted to my third camera, which is still plugged in, but all the way over here. So it was not grabbing me. So I'm here. I'm talking. I'm available.
Yeah.
I am on a cleanse and I'm starving. So my stomach is literally eating itself as we play. So if you hear any weird noises, it's just me.
We should have had that during
Eating yourself. Got it.
Yukon Dark. That would have been
At some point, tentacles will just erupt out of my stomach as Bahr on my own face.
Yeah.
All right. So so previously on our GallantVerse Origins campaign, we began the origin story for Quantum Chance, superhero played by Ryan Schoon, where Mari, Gina, and Ashley all played supporting characters in that story. because Ryan is gone tonight, we are going to do Ruthie's origin story, played by Ashley. And so, in this case, Madi and Gina will be playing supporting characters in Ashley's story. This will be a two-parter. Conveniently, the characters Ryan is playing is busy off having adventures. Oh my gosh. Hunger is making me word hard.
She had an adventurer too, because she's my mom. So
is off with Quantum Chance. So it's a natural point to pull that character out of the story. We will be rolling them in. Yes, words, story, stuff, game, dice.
I'm so excited. This is going to be so awesome tonight.
It's gonna be a mess.
Adventure, bam pow.
I was
Yes.
making notes today, and I like food, and I kept like outlining restaurants in the game, and I was like, "This is bad."
Aw.
It could be a series of restaurant papers. Ricky actually just worked for DoorDash.
Yeah.
No orders the whole day.
That breaks my heart.
All right, I'm not really. I mean, I'm hungry, but it's fine. I cheated. I ordered it because I'm a bad person who doesn't go on diets well.
All you can do is do your best.
Oh, I made it like 8 hours, so my best was really bad.
That's
How many of those
really
hours were you
bad.
sleeping during? Like,
Yeah.
Not all the way for all of them.
Okay.
Oh.
Good. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully this will be a
Probably
good
6 of them were
distraction.
me calling my wife and whining about being hungry. And
Yeah.
even though I do all the cooking, so not good. But we're going to start playing rather than talk about
Cool.
issues.
Yes.
All right.
Fun.
So, it's going to be a little bit of a weird structure because of the way we're jumping around between all these different character stories, but that's okay. That's exciting. We're going to have a good time. So, there's some secret backstory shenanigans about Ruthie that we're going to explore throughout this. So, Ashley, what does Ruthie's day-to-day look like?
Ruthie's day to day. Well, she's kind of out of the public eye a lot. She helps around her mom's sciencey area a lot. Her mom is the dean of science stuff at local university that we named last time, Western Mountain
University.
Yes. So she helps out there. She's
Actual play. We're so good.
so yeah, she helps out with a lot of the sciencey stuff around her mom's lab, but for the most part, she tinkers. She likes to build things. So she is kind of homeschooled. She learns from her very smart mother, and she doesn't always, her mom's not always there, so she teaches herself a lot too through building and tinkering and things like that. So she ends up spending a lot of her day at Not Radio Shack because she always has the coolest stuff for Ruthie to try and like take apart and rebuild and see what she can Frankenstein into something new.
Okay. So it's a normal morning for Ruthie. How does Ruthie get around?
She walks everywhere.
Okay. Does
Yeah.
Ruthie coffee on her way to the bodega to tinker with stuff?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Ruthie, you are walking down the streets of Century City, you know, jaunty. Woo, it's a good day. Everybody's happy, smiling and waving.
Mhm.
I imagine Ruthie is a very cheerful, outgoing.
Super chipper. Yes. Mhm.
I hate her already. I look forward to breaking her. So this is good.
That's why I'm afraid of all your villain pictures.
What? Oh, that was a good picture, wasn't it?
It was really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't worry. Go show up tonight. We're going to have a good time.
I'll
Yeah.
go. Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
Although I should pull that picture up so I can show it to everybody. Because I'm going to end up like the video last week. Folks, this is our super professional actual play. You're just really getting high quality crap here.
High quality.
High quality crap. That's the t-shirt for this week. I'm writing it down.
Look,
As long as it comes in a shiny can, people will buy it.
It's fine. Yeah.
you have to consider. But folks, check the Gallant store next week. Shop.gallantgames.com where you can buy a copy of Tiny Supers and crap in a can for Tiny Supers. Apparently that's what we're all about. Thanks.
Yeah.
Matt, for that. So it's a normal kind of morning. Ruthie's I'm going to use the term bebopping because I assume that's functionally what it is. I feel like this is like a 50s movie ready to happen here.
Yes.
And
And rock steadying.
bebopping and rocksteady. I appreciate the 90s Ninja Turtle reference. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Joy to my millennial heart. Just so you know, folks, these are the quality responses we're getting in spite of ourselves. So, thank you. We're so sorry.
Thanks.
Good job.
And as you're going to work, it's a shiny autumn morning. Sun is shining. I don't actually know much about the West Coast. I assume there's birds in the morning. I don't really know. We're gonna say that palm trees and birds and coconuts and
Yeah.
Coconuts.
It's not the apocalypse. There are birds.
hippies are singing, stuff like that. And as you're going to work, there is a resounding explosion from the sound of the Western Mountains University campus. And then there is a pillar of smoke in the air.
Oh no.
A super loud one.
I walk very fast, running, some might say, in the direction of the explosion because that's where my mom's at. And I know my mom's there, and I know a lot of the other faculty and students there. So I'm like, oh no. So.
Oh no, this is the worst.
Let me go directly to it as fast as possible.
Excellent. That's the impulse every GM wants somebody to have. So, as you are super speed walking, as we'll call it, instead of running, apparently, you Escalade pulls up and cuts you off, and the door flies open.
Okay.
And there is a man in a cheap suit that's a little ill-fitting, and he's got your standard issue government agent sunglasses on and the curly wire earpiece thingy that every secret agent has, because they all get a discount. Secret agent gear is us. And he throws open the door and he says, "Come with me if you want to live."
And I'm like, I've seen this movie. I'm not really sure that I want to get into the car with the strange man in the cheap suit.
That's fair. But in all seriousness, I've always wanted to say that, but it's also true. There are people after you, and they're going to kill you.
After me, and they're going to... Why? I didn't do anything. Something very big is happening over there that they might want to take a look at, which is where I'm headed.
It's a distraction so they can get to you.
They blew up a school so they could get to me.
Bad people will do a lot of things for very little reason. Are you going to get in the car, or do we have to tranquilize you and bring you with us?
How do I know you're not one of the bad people?
Because I work for the government, and we're never bad. He stops laughing. He says, "Sorry, I couldn't keep the straight face on that one." You can call me Agent Andrews. I work for Action.
Agent Andrews, and you work for Action?
Yes.
Okay. Side note, have I heard of Action? Would I have heard of them?
They're like the CIA, right?
Oh, okay.
They're public, but kind of secret-y.
Okay. Then I will get it. I'm like, okay, I'll get in, but can we go and see if my mom's okay?
We already have people looking into it. We're going to go somewhere else, but that's okay.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, and the door gets shut, you get in the Escalade, and he waits for you to put on your seatbelt very patiently.
And I just sit there and I go, oh, okay. And so I put my seatbelt on real quick, and I'm like, all right, where are we going?
You go out really fast.
It's a good thing I have my seatbelt on.
Yep, seatbelts are essential safety, kids.
Yes.
Don't do drugs and wear your seatbelt. All right, there's your positive moral message. We earned our funding dollars. So you're pulling off, and you're going down, and he's driving, and you're kind of in and out of traffic, passing cars and doing the classic action movie. And Ruth, you prefer Ruthie or do you prefer Miss Sparks?
Ruthie's good.
Great. So your mom is caught up in something related to this very messy quantum entanglement particle dimension explosion. We're not really have time to get into the details of that.
That sounds like her. That's fine. Yeah.
But there is somebody after you, and we would like to stop them from getting to you.
I would like that too. I'm assuming it's not for good things.
And he swerves around like a school bus down the road. No, they want to cut you open and extract something from inside of you. I'm not sure what.
Like my appendix, or
I would assume something more significant and or severe, but maybe just your appendix. I don't know, but we don't want to take any chances.
No,
You have a quantum appendix.
I have quantum. That's right. If I had a quantum appendix, it could just hop out of my body on its own. I don't need surgery for it. Just pop it out.
All right.
That's
Well,
how that works, right? Cool.
Do you have a safe place to go?
Yes.
Where would that be?
That's my mom has a cabin in the woods, a safe house that we go to.
We can't go there. Is there somewhere else?
Why can't we go there?
Stuff is happening, and our satellites indicate it would be a bad move to go there. A dimensional bounty hunter is busy blowing crap up.
Well, that was our safe house.
Editor's note, like little side blurb in the panel, right? Editor's note: see issue 1 of GallantVerse Origin for details on this thing happening. Seriously, watch the first episode. It'll explain why we can't go to the cabin. Because Ashley loves trying to throw a wrench into my day.
I just want to make sure everyone is, I don't. That was our only place that we really had to go. Do you have somewhere safe to go?
We have lots of safe places which are not terribly safe.
Oh,
so
cool.
we can pick one. And
Okay.
we're the government. We're not great at this.
Yep. Not great at keeping people safe. Got it.
It's complicated. Anyway.
I do have one person that I trust that I think might, if we go there, we might be able to. She's like a mentor, kind of, I guess. But we need to go to Not Radio Shack.
Miss Ibis, what is the name of Not Radio Shack?
It's probably called Cogs and Bobs and stuff.
I like it. And that is why I shop there.
Okay. So he plugs cobs and bogs and stuff into the GPS on the car. And yeah. All right.
All of your decisions in your whole life have led to this moment, Alan.
No,
right here
I was
with us
like,
right now.
I'm going to make games for a career.
That'll be fun.
I'll find myself on the internet saying things like he plugs cogs and bobs and stuff into his GPS. Here we go.
Best name ever.
Yeah. This is actually a really great name. I love it.
It is. I like it.
So he plugs it in, the GPS pops up. But the GPS in this car is kind of a holographic 3D display. It like pops out. And like also is like on the windshield, so you're like literally like driving in the GPS as you go.
I am very fascinated by this.
It seems pretty cool. You
like-
want to know? Oh yeah, it's like a full holograph. So you like if you touch it, like it moves, it responds, and you can like control it. And he keeps telling you to stop.
I was
He's
going
like,
to say, I'm
trying to
moving the
drive.
streets.
He keeps hitting the like center button, so it like reverts back.
Recenter. I'm
Like
a
it's just
cat.
a battle of recenter and swiping to see who can get there first.
Yeah.
Several harrowing moments later and near accidents later, an Escalade pulls up in a panic in front of cogs and bobs and stuff. And a very exasperated Agent Andrews like pushes Ruthie out of the car, like, get out, get in there, I'll be right behind you.
Okay. All right, so I get out and I run in.
Cool. Miss Ibis greets you with a crowbar over her shoulder, saying, "You drove up mighty fast in a car I don't recognize. Are you in any trouble?"
Yes, that is why I came here. I trust you. So, yeah. Apparently there's someone after me that wants to take out something from my insides and put it on the outside. So I need a safe place to hang out. So I came to you.
Got it.
At this point, you all realize there's a customer in the bodega still.
Eh.
Standing there holding like their stuff. And Penny, why don't you tell us about Penny Ellis, who is now witnessed this entire exchange?
What now? Who has heard this entire exchange?
Yes, you happened to be shopping when this all went down.
If this is cool with Ashley, I figure they go back to like high school, and they've been, sort of friends, rivals, frenemies for years. Like, so I'm not necessarily in your day to day. Like we go to movies and, go to Crazy Carl's crawfish emporium or anything like that.
Yeah.
But we're friendly-ish.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. So Ruthie, so what's new?
Oh, hi, Penny.
Hi.
Hi. I'm, just hanging out, trying to keep out of trouble and whatnot. How about you?
Oh, just shopping for cogs and bobs and stuff.
Oh, this is the best place for that.
It really is.
Yes.
It really is. So who's the stiff in the suit?
His name's Andrew. Andrews.
Oh.
He comes like bustling in the door and like it's all. Oh, all right. I think we're clear. Hi.
Hi. How long you guys been, an item?
Oh, we're not an item.
Oh, really?
Really.
I don't. So what's the story?
Well, I was born in Upper Louisiana. We just started talking.
Fascinating.
It's a very boring story about growing up. Apparently, he's just very boring.
Cut to the part where Ruthie's insides are on the outside. That's the part I don't know.
I didn't
think that's
see
what I
her.
heard.
I was telling Miss Ibis about why I need a safe spot, and I didn't see Penny over there, so she overheard some of it.
Well, what's your name, ma'am?
Penny. Ms. Penny Ellis.
Oh, Miss Ellis. Under the Freedom of Information Act, I'm gonna have to require that you keep your trap shut about everything that's going on here.
Oh, certainly. I wouldn't want to blab about anything that's, top secret.
And I go, she's gonna blab. Like,
You'll have a really hard time.
How can I help?
oh, I don't know if you can help us.
Do you have any special skills and or talents that might be of assistance in a matter of techno-organic assault and or decapitation?
Whoa.
And I just look back at her.
Of course I do. I'm an Ellis.
Alice, I love that.
Yeah. And she is, bigwig family, maybe a little money.
Oh,
I've
you're
got,
that Ellis.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I could probably help. I've also charismatic as with a skill, Ellen. So I don't know if you want me to make a roll to see if she would be able to kind of talk herself into the situation.
You know what? Yeah, that's great. Go ahead and roll.
Cool.
And because you're charismatic, you get advantage.
Okay. 2 6s.
Okay, well, remember 1 or 3, all you need is one success. So,
Okay, cool. That's right. I got 6.
so he kind of listens for a minute and he turns. Ruthie, I think Miss Ellis. Sorry, can I call you Penny?
Of course.
Excellent. I think Penny could be a really valuable asset as we try to work through this problem.
Okay. I guess 3 or 4 heads are better than 1 less than that. So that's fine.
Excellent math. You've solved our problems.
You won't regret it.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't seem like he thinks he will, so that's good. Miss Ibis, do you have a safe room?
I mean, I got a workshop in the back.
Is it a room, and is it relatively safe?
Well, it's bulletproof, if that's what you're asking.
Bulletproof will work. Let's meet in that room.
Sure. So she pulls out this giant bundle of keys and just starts kind of methodically counting keys until she finally gets to the right one, and then takes you all to the back room behind the counter and all of the shelves full of hardware knickknacks and stuff, and opens it and kind of shoves everyone inside really quickly before locking it behind everyone.
When she pulls out the keys and starts going through them, I lean over and I'm like, oh, I love this part. So much fun. I start dancing to the clank of the keys.
Yep.
Be more efficient.
Yeah. And then, she flips the lights on, and definitely this is absolutely kind of a secret, not exactly a laboratory, but definitely a workshop where Ruthie has been just tinkering with all kinds of weird, bizarre inventions that she's created. So there's like pieces of machinery and like robotic-esque looking things like scattered everywhere. It's a complete mess, but it is safe in here.
Yeah. Yep. Right. I'll ask about some of these whirly gigs later. And he like goes into his suit jack, kind of the breast pocket, and pulls out a little dinghy that he sets up, and a thing flips up and a little light starts blinking, and he's like, all right, well, nobody should be able to listen to us now. So I'm Agent Andrews of Action. I am part of the detail assigned to monitor and protect Ruthie from outside interference as she goes about her life as part of our organization's secret deal with her mother. Early this morning, the rest of the detail was murdered by an unknown assailant. They left some messages for Ruthie, scrawled in blood and entrails to some of my friends on the wall. I'm going to display some pictures. Content warning: if entrails used to write letters on the wall disturb you, maybe don't look at the pictures I'm about to project on the wall. And like a little projector on the thingy he stood up, like flips onto the wall, and there's like, "We're coming for you, Sparks," and like really just like terrible messages about who this is going to get you, Ruthie.
Mm-hmm.
I think Miss Ibis would like cover the projector real quick and be like, "Is this really necessary? Like, does she need to see these? Really?" Like,
well,
and I just kind of.
People are dead, and they're dead because somebody wants Ruthie. So the sooner she understands the severity of the situation, the better off we're going to be. And Paul, I don't know what I'm going to do with you, but one day. Yep. I should have known.
Where were these? So I sit down and I just kind of had my hands in my head because people have died because of me, and that's like the worst possible thing. That's worse than me dying, is other people dying for me or because of me. So I sit down, I just kind of have my hands in my head, and I just start crying. And I'm like, where were these messages left?
On the safe house walls of the apartment we were monitoring you from.
so these people knew where you were, and they left this message for Ruthie, and then you just went to where Ruthie is, so they probably followed you to where she is right now, right?
Obviously, but if they already knew where we were, they knew where Ruthie was because we follow her all the time anyway.
Okay, so they're waiting for something then.
It's so it would seem. They apparently wanted to, and I already regret saying this, send a message.
And they couldn't just text her or something.
Why do they want you, Ruthie? Like, Ruthie, you're fantastic, and I know you were like, I don't know, president of chess club or something like that. But
Something really
I
smart.
mean, why do they want Ruthie?
I look very hesitant to say anything, and I just kind of look at Agent Andrews, like,
as part of a government scientific exchange program, Ruthie's mother has been invaluable to Action, and we protect Ruthie in case malevolent actors wish to utilize her against her mother in some capacity as leverage.
So does Action not know about what I can do?
Do you ask him that?
Yes.
You gotta. No, we know. That's just the cover story we use.
Okay. I just mean that I do a lot for my mom, and she loves me, and so I could be used against her. That's all. That's what I meant.
This conversation in the open.
Yes.
Yeah, and Miss Ibis, I think, is probably gonna like grab Penny's arm and be like, "Hey, have you ever seen a screwdriver with like a 10 horsepower engine attached to it, and I'm just gonna kind of like drag her away so that you guys can have this conversation like with some privacy.
That's probably a good idea.
Ruthie,
Yes.
Ruth
you remember when we gave you the confidentiality training and we talked about how to respond to questions like that?
Yeah, I do.
Do you? Because you're not doing it right now.
And I just start crying, and I was like, "People are dead. You said so yourself."
Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
I forget you're like 6. My bad. You want a lollipop or something?
For your information, which you should know, I am actually mentally and physically in my 20s. I've just only been here for about 6 years. That doesn't make me a 6-year-old, but yes, I will take a lollipop, please.
And he pulls out a lollipop, but unfortunately, it's like that crappy caramel apple lollipop.
I'm so happy.
All right.
I'm like, oh, I love these.
Okay. As far as the average person is concerned, you don't have any powers.
Right.
You
Just the power of my mom's love for me.
Yes.
Yes.
And sometimes even that we don't know if we have because we're a real kid whose parents have real parent problems, right?
Correct.
All right.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And what does that make us?
Makes me happy with my lollipop and quiet.
You know,
Human. Fallible.
Human. That one.
I'm not there.
And
Regular-
you get the impression that even though it's only 10 in the morning, Agent Andrews has not had enough to drink yet today for this. And he's at that stage in his day where he's regretting all his career choices that have led him to us, much like your GM.
Right.
He has
Yeah.
an existential crisis about this.
I feel like you're not acting right now.
I'm not role-playing. I'm just thinking out loud. So after a moment where he composes himself, collects his, existentialism, I suppose, tries to find whatever semblance of it and ego he might have left. He turns and says, Miss Idris, Miss Ellis, I think we've cleared up the miscommunication. Ruthie, would you like to recommunicate, please, for the team?
Yes. Basically, they're just worried that these guys are coming for me to get to my mom, who are all normal humans.
Oh.
And he
Put my lollipop back in my mouth.
he puts his elbows on the workbench and just.
I say that part really quietly as I'm putting the sucker back in my mouth, so she may or may not have heard me.
Well, I'm happy to do anything I can to keep you safe and your dear mother.
A separate team is handling the situation with Dr. Sparks, so we don't need to worry about that. We're just here for Ruthie. Now, Ruthie, we need to find a safer place for you to be than, an admirable bulletproof workspace. With the forces we're dealing with, we want to be a little better protected. Do you actually? And he's patting his pocket. Miss Ibis, do you happen to sell beverages?
Sure. There's a soda machine over there behind.
Penny, he
the
hands you.
car.
He pulls out some cash. Penny, would you grab me a drink? He's not subtle. He's clearly trying to make you.
Yeah. No, and that's fine. She's not going to, her hesitancy is not the nosiness at this point. It's that he's asking her to go get him a drink. But of course, she knows how to model appropriate hostess behaviors. So she'll go get a drink. It's outside of the safe room though, or the panic room.
Yeah, just around the corner behind all of the tires.
Is there anything else you need? Like a super secret weapon or some sort of
If
gadget?
you happen to find a super secret weapon or gadget, it would be just stellar if you bring it back, actually.
Excellent. Excellent. I will take a look. So I'm going to bamf and go get that. What did you want? Soda? Lemon lime, I bet. You're a lemon. Nope. Root beer. Here, root beer guy. I'll be
Sounds
right
great. Thanks.
back. Okay. I'm gonna go do that and snoop around a little bit.
Okay, Miss Ibis, Miss Sparks, do either of you have any experience with metamystical items?
Maybe if you explain what kind of meta mystical items you're talking about, I can answer the question better. I
Sure.
don't know what that word means.
Magic.
Mm.
And he seems a little frustrated to have to say it that way. Are either of you familiar with magic items?
I watch a lot of movies, but I don't think that's relevant right now. So
Magic is
we
just
don't really
science.
sell those here.
When I say magic is just science. So yeah, I've dealt with stuff that could be seen as magic, but it's just because their brains don't comprehend the science behind it.
I just follow her lead and give her what
Lollipop.
she needs. I don't know what that means.
Yeah. And well, the whole, advanced science is indistinguishable from magic bit is valid. That is not actually the case in the real world. There is magic. It's a whole thing. It is not advanced science so much as it is magic. Yeah, it's exciting that I have to explain this. So yesterday, a metamystical item was stolen from the Century City Fine Art Museum, the SFAM, as we like to call it locally. And it's believed by Action and some of our consultants that this particular item is metamystical and imbues the wearer with various powers and or mystically based shenanigans.
I see. And you think that the people who are coming after Ruthie maybe stole that item?
We've got a pretty good guess that, yeah, they did that. Some video surveillance would indicate that's the case.
Okay. What does this item do exactly?
Well, we don't really know, other than it's magical and enables the bearer to kill stuff.
Oh, so it's a weapon.
Well, not in the conventional sense, but yeah, sure. It seems to grant mystical abilities that allows them to use illness and or other means of death at an accelerated level.
So it accelerates conditions, is what you're saying?
As far as this is all super theoretical. As far as we know, and according to our consultants, nobody has worn the mask in several centuries. So any historical records are suspect at best and or potentially outright fabrications. That said, this individual did murder a bunch of Action agents today, so clearly they have some capabilities.
Okay.
Do have a still if you want to see what the individual looks like.
Yes, I would like to know what to look out for.
Sure, we can do that. So
Yes.
yeah.
So the magical item here is the mask? Is the magical item in this that I'm looking at?
So it seems, side quote, art by Nicholas Giacondino, fantastic artist. Illustrates all our tiny super stuff. So, yes, the mask is what was stolen.
What's going on around their hands there?
It's a super great question.
Cool.
That's the metamystical part then. Got it.
Would seem.
Look, this is a little outside of my pay grade. I just happen to be the only available action agent to deal with this right now.
Mm-hmm. So
Okay.
I want to go back to this. It can make things like conditions. It can make them go faster. Is what you're saying? It can like speed things up. Is what I'm hearing.
The mythological and historical record surrounding the item indicates that it has some ability to influence both illness, disease, and death. Well,
Okay.
I say all three of those on some level, as well as potentially others.
Okay.
Got it.
I am very concerned about this.
Yeah, we are too. But
Mhm.
yes, thank you.
And
We're going to cut to Penny for a minute.
Mhm.
So, Penny,
Yes.
you're out there getting the drink out of the machine.
Yeah. Getting a root beer.
Okay. It's kind of quiet because the store's empty and the doors have been locked. And you can hear muffled voices from the workroom in the back. Some exasperated voices, which you assume are Agent Andrews. And there's kind of a weird creaking sound towards the front of the shop.
I'm going to peek at that. Not full on, because I know we're in kind of secret protective mode. So I'm going to
Okay.
peek at it. If there's any sort of the fisheye thingies I can use to peek around or whatever. Try
Sure.
to stay safe.
You find like a shiny metal whatever, something that's been like unbolted from the side of a microwave or something that you can hold up to look at like reflection to see what you can see.
Cool.
And you see nothing.
Okay. I'm going to go back to kind of snooping in the stock room or the behind the counter to see if I can find any super cool gadgets or anything.
You got the thing, you kind of like, I don't see anything. You put it down, you turn around, and you are standing face to face with that.
Oh. Oh. Hello. Penny Ellis. Can I help you? The proprietor is indisposed at the moment. But certainly I may be able to help you somehow. I guess they're like not probably shaking my hand or anything, so she will withdraw. And in the meantime, I'm kind of like, is there something I can use to protect myself in case I need to? But how can I help you?
Where is Sparks?
Mrs. Sparks? Probably at Western Mountains University. It's about 2.5 miles that way.
This
Hello?
is really scary.
Can I see eyes in that mask, or is it like?
No, you can. So I'll throw the picture back up
Ooh.
so you can just get a better look at it.
Yeah.
So you can see the mask, like the eyes are still open, but the rest of the face is completely covered. So there's no expression
Okay.
under the eyes, and they are meeting your gaze. Like they're not shirking from it.
So I would suggest heading to the university, that direction.
Why do you protect somebody who hates you?
Ricky does not hate me. I mean,
And despite the face being covered, you get the sense of an eyebrow arcing.
yeah. Well, and I totally, responded inappropriately. She does not hate me. Who could? She might be a little jealous, but like she doesn't hate me.
You find many are jealous of you, Miss Ellis?
Maybe. I mean, it's hard being an Ellis.
Yes, it must be difficult.
It really is. I mean, Daddy has high expectations, first of all. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, even on the weekends, he wants me in by like 11. And sometimes I have to tell him, look, things are just starting to happen at 11. It is not time to come home yet. Like, could I have a more reasonable curfew? Could I maybe stay out a little bit later on a not school night? Like, really? She'll babble like that.
Yeah. The figure just stands there looking at you. They're actually maybe only 5 feet tall, 5'1", 5'2" tops.
Okay.
Really lean looking kind of individual.
So is this like a motorcycle like gear? Like a face helmet?
No.
Hmm.
Though it is riding gear, I suppose.
Oh. Do you have a vehicle?
Are you looking for something?
Yeah.
Give me a 2d6 roll.
Okay. Oops. I'll get rid of that guy. I've got a 5.
Okay. There is actually a really large coal black horse, like outside.
That's weird.
And you can see like flames and like subtle flames and mists like around its feet, just kind of wafting, I guess is the actual words. English
Wow.
is. And this horse only has 3 legs.
Wow. That's your horse-ish horse? that one out there?
In a sense.
In a sense. You're really emo. I can tell. All I can tell you is, and she's going to say it really loud, Ruthie is not here. Like, that's all I can say is Ruthie is not here.
Okay.
She is somewhere else.
All right, so we'll cut to the rest of you where you hear that in a minute. But as you start to talk loudly and say that, you feel your throat like seize up and close, and like blood starts to run from your nose and your ears, your eyes, and like you start coughing up like this coppery blood. But your blood is weirdly thin and kind of greenish black looking, and it tastes a little bit like bile on top of the copper.
Oh no.
Anyway, you hear that, and then you hear like horrendous hacking, coughing, heaving sound coming from the other room.
And Miss Imus takes out her keys and starts like really quickly fiddling through to get to the back door. And then just like unlocks it again, pushes Ruthie out the door and says, "Are you going with her, Mr. Andrews?"
He's pulled out his pistol actually. And he's like, "Nope, can you take care of this? I'm gonna try to save Ellis."
Sure, yeah.
And I can't let someone else die because of me.
Okay.
So I one of the things I've been working on, tinkering in the back room, is let me see what I called it. Hold on. A zapper gun. A shooty zapper gun. I know, really good name.
Zapper gun.
Love it.
My shooty zapper gun. And it fires like electricity.
Okay.
So that's my weapon. So
Sure.
I would like to get my shooty zappy gun and go out and help.
Okay. Let's roll initiative.
Okay. Ooh.
So who got a success on initiative?
I got 2 5s.
I got no successes.
Okay. And
Yeah.
Penny, how did you do?
Oh, I got 2 5s also, so I got 5.
That's gonna mess me up when you're asking, how did Penny do in initiative?
I
'Cause
Sorry.
I was like, what? Yeah.
We only have to deal with it for 2 sessions. So.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
All right. So because we're using the alternate initiative rules, those of you who are successful will go before the bad guy. Those of you who fail will go after the bad guy.
Cool.
And Agent Andrews failed, so he'll be going
No.
as well.
Cool.
So Ruthie and Penny, you can go first. Either order, however you guys want to adjudicate that is your choice.
How many did you get out of curiosity?
The same as you, 2 5s. But I think I'm kind of busy not dying for a second at least. So I'm
That's
happy
fair.
to let you go first.
Yeah. So I do you have to unlock the door to let us out, or can we get out, or do you have to come over?
I mean, I was just doing that before.
Oh,
That's what I was.
okay. I thought it was one of the other doors. Okay, so I pop out into the hallway and like this, not all the way, just kind of like this. And I take my shooty zappy gun and I point it at the person who is choking my frenemy, and I shoot from like half cover. And
Okay.
this is my mastered weapon, so I get 3.
Okay.
Okay. They only have 2d6. Okay, so this is going to be loud because they're metal now. Okay, I got 2 successes. So, yeah. So I shooty zappy guns the person in the like face, right in the mask. Face mask.
Okay. What now? You're a gadgeteer, so this gun uses what power set?
Electricity? Is that a power set?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Did you define what power it is when you use the gun? When you did the gun?
Yeah, I said that it's an electric shooty zappy. Let me see. I just said shooty zappy gun or
Okay.
zap gun. So, but yeah, it shoots out something that will hurt this person.
You hope.
I hope. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's some sort of like it doesn't use bullets. It uses some sort of like energy force.
Sure.
That,
An electricity gun. I get it.
Yeah.
All right, 1 second. For consistency's sake, I'm going to try to find the actual power you're using. So
Okay.
we do it right, because it doesn't
Okay.
matter with this.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Now that I have to pull this up. Hang on a second.
Mhm.
There it is. You think I would know the rules, but I don't know the rules for the game at all.
It's not like you've written, I don't know, dozens of games.
7 or 8 games. So remember, so it's a gadget tier. The way it works is when you create a gadget, you assign it a tier 1 power. Right? And that defines what this gadget does. So in the case of a shooting zappy gun, you can say it does tier 1 blast, which is like pew pew gun.
Yeah.
And that pew is electrical. Or you can say it has tier 1 element energy control, electricity, which lets you also do damage with electricity.
Okay.
So it's kind of your choice, however you want to define it.
Okay. I'll do the blast then. The tier 1 blast.
Perfect. So, and this crackling lightning shoots out and hits them right in the mask, and like electricity like cackles around the mask and all over them, and they kind of jerk, and the hair singes at the ends and kind of stands out for a minute. And then they kind of center their feet, and you can almost see the electrical energy like ground out of their body into the ground. Just kind of almost like water just running off them. And there is like a moment of like where they actually kind of do almost like a calming yoga meditation, kind of like, and it just stops impacting them.
Did they let go of Penny when they did that?
Yes.
Okay. So I yell, Penny, run. And then can I pew pew him again with the...
You sure can.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. This time I will aim for their chest since now Penny is not in the way.
Okay.
And I got no successes.
Okay. So trying to avoid Penny as Penny is running towards you as you are shooting makes this kind of difficult. You lean to the side, you shoot, but the bolt of electricity hits the wall and like it crackles across the wall, leaving like a burn scorch mark, like where wires would be, just like through the entire drywall. Like you can just see it has cut through the wall. Penny, you're next because you both were successful before the bad person.
I feel like the right thing to do in our little comic super situation would be not to completely bamf, but to try to hide behind the counter or something like that. so that I'm still somewhere around, but I'm like going to try to run from danger, but also still look for like a hammer or a super secret gadget that like, I don't know, a Jacob's ladder of death or something. I don't know. But yeah, hide behind the counter.
Okay. So you're going to run, you're going to duck behind the counter. That's one action. You get 2 actions a turn. So what else would you like to do?
I want to look around for something that could be used as a weapon.
Okay. So this is more like a Radio Shack with kind of an illicit back room. So out front, most of the stuff you're finding is pretty mundane, but you do find one of those portable, rechargeable car jumpstart kits.
Oh.
The kind that you like can keep in the back of your car for emergencies.
Yeah.
It looks like it was being worked on and it might be charged.
Okay, cool. No, I can have that, but I can't do anything with it yet, right?
Right. Yep. So you moved, you ducked under cover, you're like, oh, I gotta find something, grab it. Okay.
It's like discovery. Perfect.
Yeah.
Love it.
And you managed to reach out and pull it, so you have it in your hands.
Awesome. Fantastic.
The masked individual turns. They kind of watch the bolt go across the wall and scorch the wall, and they look at you and they go, all right. And their hands crackle with that greenish energy you saw in the picture I sent you. And they kind of just go like that. And these 2 beams of energy shoot out at you. I'm going to roll some dice. Ooh, all right. Hey, Ruthie.
Yeah.
I need you to make me a save test. 2d6.
Okay.
Looking for any 5 or 6.
Save against evil juju power. Okay, got it. I got a 6.
Okay. You feel these beams hit you, and you feel your body literally start to like be in 2 places at once for a minute. Like, have you ever had in like that deja vu where you're like, I'm not really here, I'm really over there, but you're really here, and it's like this moment of like total disorientation?
No, but I can picture it.
Cool. Well, maybe it's a me thing.
Yeah. This might be why you make games, is because you have experiences where you're.
Yeah, put that on your resume, Alan.
Yeah.
Disorienting deja vu. That'll give me a job somewhere. So you feel almost like you're in 2 places at once, and this moment of like, I've seen this. This is weird. This is what, like, the bottom of your stomach is turning rapidly. Then all of a sudden you're fine, and you're just standing there still.
Okay.
And you can't see their facial expressions on them, their eyes, but their eyes narrow and grow somehow even more cold and hard than they were previously, as you appear to have like resisted or defeated or whatever their power. And they look relatively unhappy about this.
Mm-hmm.
And all the lights go out. And not just go out because this is a shop in the daytime and there's windows. Like, it's pitch black. You literally cannot see your hand in front of your face. If you were John Cena, you couldn't see anybody either.
Hey.
Quality role playing, folks. Here we are.
Indeed.
Don't sue me, Cena. And it just goes pitch black. Hey, Miss Ibis and Agent Andrews, it is your turn.
Okay. Well, assuming I think Miss Ibis would probably assume that just like the lights went out or something. So I'll probably like run to a backup generator and start turning that on.
Okay. It hums to life and nothing changes in the main area. The lights are still on in the workshop, actually.
Okay.
It's only the front room where everybody is that is pitch black.
Oh, weird. All right. Well, I'm definitely running and getting some like flares out of a box, intending to like throw them into the front room for whatever.
You can even do that. That's fine.
Okay, I will do that.
Yep.
Do you need to roll to do that?
Nope, you're good.
No?
You're fine.
Okay. All right, cracking open those flares. Yep.
And you throw them through the door, and the minute they hit that blackness, they just vanish.
Oof.
You
Okay.
just can't even see them.
Okay. Probably gonna yell, Ruthie, is that you?
I didn't do this. I don't know what this is. But you guys can't see either, right? I didn't go blind.
Can't see anything.
I can't
Okay.
see you. And I kind of turn to Agent Andrews and I'm like, this is that magic you were talking about, right?
So it seems. And he takes his turn and he runs into the darkness towards where Ruthie was talking. And you feel somebody grab like the back of your collar
Mhm.
and just pull you back into the workshop where there's light. And so because you were talking, Agent Andrews managed to find you and like pull you back into the workshop.
Okay.
He's got his gun out. He's like just pointing it at the door. Like,
Does that gun fire meta-mystical bullets?
I mean, they're hollow points, so mess anything a lot.
Okay. I'm just asking if you came prepared. It doesn't seem like it.
He wants to take offense, but he's busy with other things at the moment.
Got it.
All right, so we're back to Ruthie and Penny. Why don't we have Penny go first this time? Penny, what do you want to do?
I think if I can, I don't know if I can do this, but wait to suss out. Well, if I can determine at all where the villain is in all this like darkness.
Give me a 2d6 roll. On a success,
Okay.
you can use your perception to kind of pick up where they are.
Okay. No, that does not
Okay.
work.
Just like when they snuck up on you, they're just super quiet.
Okay. How can I get to the same where the only light is coming from? The workshop.
Yes, you can get there. That's fine.
I'm gonna take this with me.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna try to scuttle into the workshop where there's light. I might have even seen, I guess, people go in there because once they hit the light, I'm assuming we can see.
Yeah, once they hit the workshop where the light barrier seems to be, there's like this almost like air escaping from a balloon, just like a flash of light is let out into the blackness for a minute.
Okay.
Then it's gone again.
Wow, that's cool. Okay, that's perfect though. So probably banging into a whole bunch of stuff and then trying to like
There's a bunch of crashing and clattering. And...
yeah. Yeah, exactly. And try to get to the back room.
So you're all in the back room. You can totally go out the back door if you want.
Yep, that would be what I would say. I'm like, everyone's here. Let's go.
I found it. Drop it. It's ready to run.
So as you're all, who's the last one at the door out of curiosity?
Probably me, because I will be locking the door up behind us.
Okay.
Cool.
So the last thing you see is that individual. You hadn't seen them before because you never got into the other room.
No.
So you see the picture from the still walk in, and as they step in, the blackness seems to leak around them, and as it hits the light, it becomes this inky green mist that kind of filters away. And their mask, which was kind of this like dark wood, almost like a polished, like dark lacquered wood, has turned this deep crimson red, and like what looks like thick viscous blood is dripping off the bottom of it.
Ooh.
And the lines that have been carved in are now glowing the same inky green as the mist. And they're surrounded by this cornea of green energy rolling out from around them as they step into the room. And then you slam the door shut.
Yep. Slam it shut.
Folks, we're going to take our halfway break right now. So don't go anywhere, but we will be back at 5 minutes from now, which my time is 9:40. So whatever 40 where you are, will return. I return a few moments early. So while we're here, folks watching, and we wait for everybody else to come back, I hope you're enjoying the show so far. Thanks for tuning in and enjoying this time with us and spending some time chatting and hanging out. It's always great to have you. If you have any questions about Tiny Supers, you got 2 minutes to hit me up with them. So fire away if you want to know anything or ask any questions. Obviously, I won't spoil anything from the campaign. It's been unseasonably warm here, so I've been drinking a lot more water than usual. So I apologize if I'm drinking noisily on air.
I did the thing again.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about.
I don't know. The only option I have is to stop my mic and camera. It's to bamf me. So, not sure.
Interesting.
Oh.
Paul had a question. Paul, so that initiative system is actually in one of the previous Tiny Zines. And starting with Mechas and Monsters 2nd edition, that'll be the default initiative going forward. I find I like it a lot more, and it fits the Tiny D6 design ethos a lot better than the summing. The initiative is the only point where we sum numbers. I don't really like that. So we're moving to a new initiative system, which will be on Kickstarter next Tuesday. So, Tuesday the 21st is the day.
Cool.
Yes. So back it, I guess. I don't know.
You're so funny.
Are those cans of crap? Are they going to be a stretch goal on that Kickstarter campaign?
Trust me, anytime you buy a GKG product, a can of crap isn't a stretch goal. It's just right in there in the value. I jest. We actually have only a handful of stretch goals, and none of them are cans of crap. So lucky you, backers. But next Tuesday, the 20. Now I forgot the day already. Thanks for making me not think of it. 21st.
Yeah.
Mechas and Monsters 2nd edition, now called Mechas and Monsters Evolved. Be there or be not there, but we'd like if you were there.
Be there.
I'm not a natural born marketer, Gina. I don't know what you're expecting from me here.
Be there. Back it. These games are super cool. Can't
They
you
are. It's about playing
Perfectly fine.
giant monsters. Where else can you be a kaiju?
Right? I'm sorry. Kaijus and monsters are fantastic.
Maybe next week we'll run a special one off of it to celebrate the Kickstarter. And we can do Monster Island. You can all be kaijus, and I'll make you all roar at each other instead of talking.
You know we would do it.
I know, and that's why I'm
Yeah. You'd be miserable and like, shush your roaring. That'd be a fantastic though.
All right. Well, we're all back. We've all exited into the alley in haste as we attempt to escape the masked mystical marauder who is malevolently menacing us. I'm nothing for that, brother. That was pretty.
No, the alliteration was
Thank you. All right.
perfect.
Want some credit here. I'm working so hard.
No, I like it. As we're running out, I'm like, did you see his horse? Did you see the horse?
We don't need to see horses.
No, like
Did you get hit in the head or something? You've got blood all over you.
So gross. Do I look okay? I don't look okay. No,
How
it's
does
not.
her blood look?
It still has that
Oh.
kind of that runny green, black, red mixture.
Mhm.
And Penny actually looks deathly pale. And I choose the adjective deathly deliberately, to be clear.
Ooh. Okay.
Much like somebody who is near unto a corpse.
Oh no.
That's fantastic.
You don't look good.
I don't feel so good.
Mhm.
That horse is not a horse. Horse.
Of course.
Of course.
The horse.
I
yeah.
think Miss Alice needs to go to the hospital. Should I mean, maybe we should split up and I should take her there.
I look at Agent Andrews and I say,
He's like, oh my god.
I kind of like to the side, have you seen anything like her blood before?
He's like walking backwards from the door with his gun. He's like, what?
Her blood's green.
Yeah, what do I tell the people in the ER? Like,
Oh, we can't go to the ER with that.
okay.
Miss, is it Ibis or Ibis?
Ibis.
Miss Ibis, can you drive?
Sure.
He tosses you a set of keys.
Do I?
We're gonna take my car and get out of here. And you notice
Alright.
like the metal door in the back of the building is starting to glow like a blue green, and it is like warping inward,
Oh no.
like pulling off the hinges.
Okay. Well, we're running to your car. It was parked on the street out front, right?
Yep. And then, so you came out the back door, you run around to go to an alley to cut to the front, and right in the alley there is a massive Clydesdale-sized three-legged horse, coal black. Its hooves are glowing ember red. There is strange greenish mist just hovering around it.
Oh, there actually is a horse.
Looking at you.
Told you there was a horse.
And I look at Agent Andrews and I was like, have you ever seen anything like that before? And I point at the horse and all the green mist.
When I was a kid in Upper Louisiana, we used to go on hay rides.
Did they have green mist around them when you saw them in wherever that was?
Louisiana.
Alan, is there anything that Penny could be mumbling to them that would help them at all with what her particular situation is, like what happened to her, or how she feels? Like,
Yeah, you felt. So think of the worst sick you ever felt in your life, right?
yeah,
Like that body aching, every joint hurts, everything feels swollen and clammy and hot and cold, and I want to throw up and I don't want to throw up, and I have a sore throat and my nose is running and I have a headache and I don't have a headache and my eyes hurt. You had all of that immediately. Like that was what you felt, but like
Okay.
if somebody turned the dial to 11.
oh, and they were like doing sort of like a electrical choke on me, or physically.
They were just looking at you.
They were just looking at me.
They weren't even touching you.
Oh boy. So she's just mumbling that to you guys. Like, I don't know what they did to me, little person. Because I don't know if you even got to see him for a minute. You did, right? Before all the light ebbed. But they were only like 5 feet. So she's going to mumble all that stuff in case it helps. But not super coherently or vigorously.
So if we're not taking her to the hospital, I'm assuming you can shoot the horse. We can get into your car and drive.
Sure. And he
Exactly.
turns around and he shoots the horse. And the horse like rears up, which three-legged horse, this is kind of weird to watch.
Which leg is missing?
Yeah.
Well, so it's got two back legs and one front leg right in the middle of its chest.
Oh, so
Oh.
it's like a tricycle horse.
Bicycle horse.
I'm trying to describe a creepy thing.
I'm
And
sorry.
what I got was tricycle horse.
I just
So,
want to know what.
Next time
Paul
you win
was
Tiny
gonna say
Cthulhu,
about
Monty,
it.
I just want you to be prepared for what I'm going to do.
Okay.
It has like streamers coming off its ears. Little bell on the back of its head.
It's actually green. It's like the big green engine, big green machine. Is that what it is? But no, so like right in the middle of its chest, right? So it rears up in like that one leg kick. I just can't describe it now. It's oh, you ruined it for me.
I'm sorry.
It would be frightening. It is frightening.
You know what? And it like breathes fire now, and you hear death metal play, and the blood runs up the walls.
Got it.
There we go.
Perfect.
But he shoots it, and it turns and it like gallops away,
Wow.
and it leaves melted hoof prints in the concrete where it runs in the pavement, and they're like smoky and little bits of fire burning the tar and the asphalt.
Oh.
Well, it ran, so we should run.
We should also run, yes. Probably in not the direction it ran. But yes, run to the car.
Everybody runs to the car.
Yes.
Yes.
And around the corner, you see the masked individual walk. And Andrews just starts shooting. He just unloads every bullet in that magazine from his pistol. And nothing stops this individual. They just keep walking towards you. And Andrews turns and he pushes Ruthie in the car. And you see like his eyes are bleeding and he looks almost like Penny did.
Ooh.
And he slams the door shut. And the last thing you see as he falls to the ground is like a bloody like handprint sliding down the window as Miss Ibis floors it out of there.
That makes me sad.
Yeah, he didn't tell us where to go, so I'm just gonna like drive as fast as I can in a direction and tell Ruthie to like check the car to see if there's any like maps or folders or files or anything that get us out of here.
Did Penny get in the car too, or is it just me? Okay.
Preview.
Okay. So we have Penny just kind of situated so that she's, comfortable, whatever. And I'm going to look all over everywhere, like all the pockets in the back seats, like under seats, anywhere I can to find any kind of anything.
Sure. So clearly government vehicle, there's, registration and information. In the back, in the trunk, there is like a lockbox, and inside it, when you open it, there's like that shotgun, road flare, stuff like that. There's like a gas mask, usual kind of emergency government agent preparedness kit they have. How exploratory are you being in the car?
I have time, so I'm going to be looking everywhere. I'm going to be like, if I can't find anything under seats and stuff, I'll start kind of like trying to take maybe the panels off the doors or something to try and look. That's where people keep stuff, right? The door panels, that's where the drugs are. But I don't want drugs. I want like information.
This isn't that kind of show.
Yeah, we're in The Wire. Welcome, everyone. Yeah, so as you're searching the car, you open like the middle console, and there's like a laptop that like folds out and pops up, right? That sort of like armed law enforcement laptop that sits to the side of the driver and the passenger, and you pivot it, and it's got like a bunch of scanned historical documents that clearly Agent Andrews was like reading through.
Okay.
Like in PDF or whatever. And then lots of them have inscriptions of the mask.
Okay.
Like lines on there. They're all in old languages, and there's translations. So they're like old parchment, translated text, right? And so clearly that.
So the translated text, I can read that. Then that's going to be in English. Okay. So I start looking.
No, they translated it into Latin because they were having fun with it.
I don't know what kind of government agency this is here.
One.
Yeah. Okay. So I read the English translation of this in the old historical writing.
Okay. The cliff notes of what you glean before Gina looks at the note I sent in the private chat and can do the thing I told her to do.
Oh, wow. No, I saw it.
Okay, good.
I, of course, know this language, so I'll start right away.
Yeah. You could just say you do it. You don't have to actually use the language.
No, I know. So Penny's been mumbling the whole time, like when you're kind of sick and you're like, don't touch me. I gotta throw up. No, I'm not gonna throw up. I got a really bad headache. Blah, blah, blah. But all of a sudden, what you hear her saying is a completely different language. And it does not sound like any language you would have heard. The more you hear it, it doesn't sound like a modern day language, and possibly sounds like Scandinavian or like ancient Old Norse.
The papers that I'm looking at, do they look to be possibly Norse? Okay.
The mask, the general scholarly consensus is that the legends around the mask give the bearer, the face person thingy, the powers of the Hellhest, which is a 3-legged demon horse that carries the Norse god Hel around and has dominion over death, illness, disease, and the powers of the grave.
Okay. So
he was like, 4 horsemen death, 4 horsemen disease. Let's just put them into one thing. That's more efficient.
And give it 3 legs.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. Do I recognize that what she's speaking is like ancient Norse? Does it sound like old Viking language to me or anything? Or
sure. You're all like, oh yeah, totally.
I watched that show. I know what it sounds like. That's fine. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. She suddenly has weird shaved sides over her. Yeah.
There's braids and stuff. Yeah. So I
want to look like Catherine Winnick, and then I don't care if I die in the next scene.
Yeah, that'd be totally fine. Yeah.
Right? Because look at Agartha.
So I see the picture of the horse, and I hear her speaking Norse, and I see this Norse in here, and I yell to Miss Ibis that there's some like Viking stuff going on. Like I tell her about the horse. I tell her about everything and all the connections I've made. And I don't know what to do with any of that, but I go, here, now you have all this information too. What do we do with it?
Agent Andrews said something about it got stolen from the museum. Maybe there's a person there that is an expert in all of this stuff.
Good call. That might not be the safest place, but honestly, like we need to stop it. So that makes sense to me. Let's go to the museum.
Okay. So I immediately flip a U-turn and start heading toward the museum.
I love it. All right.
Nice.
So are you trying to all be inconspicuous about this? Because it is daytime at a major metropolitan museum. I assume you're not just going to like pull up, crash the gate, and rush in.
Well, we're kind of in like a government car that looks official, so we totally could.
There is paperwork in the glove compartment.
Yeah. Do they have changes of clothes for like the suits and the little earpiece? Like they just have a couple of them on hand in case, you know?
Yeah, they do.
Cool.
Obviously.
Yes. We're gonna dress up montage. Okay, so do you want to like put on the suits and the earpiece?
Oh yeah, we totally will. Just
find 3 pairs of cheap aviators to wear.
Yep.
Nice. Yep.
I love it. Yeah. I love it.
And we have to kind of Weekend at Bernie's Penny into the museum.
What about Andrews?
He's dead.
Like
dead.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, I missed that part. Oh,
he got like really bad shooting. It's okay. You were almost dying in the front seat of the car, so I can see why you would have missed that.
Okay, you can totally Weekend at Bernie's meet.
Yeah.
You're really better. You're mobile and capable now.
Okay.
The old Norse has stopped.
Okay. I just had to clean up a little bit.
Yeah.
Clean
up. Okay, so we go in the front door, and
somebody's like, "Ticket, please," and you're like, "Badge, earpiece, gladiators, I'm in."
Yes.
Yes.
3 things that get you anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, we're probably looking for some type of museum curator who's in charge of the exhibit where the mask was held.
Which makes sense because we're the FBI, so we would
Yeah.
totally be trying to investigate the disappearance of this, or the theft of this mask.
Absolutely.
Do you have the PDFs, the tablet or whatever that they're on, so you can?
Sure. Yep. I'd carry the laptop in with my paperwork.
Cool.
Maybe it's in a briefcase.
Fancy.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
So there is a wing that is dedicated to a traveling exhibit from Copenhagen about the Vikings. There is police tape across the entrance, which you obviously all like, oh, right.
Always wanted to do this. I just like dive under there.
Yep.
I'm still carrying my crowbar, by the way. That is my weapon of choice.
Yes, it's an official. So it really is like a wrestling match in here. You're like going under the ropes. You've got the crowbar over your shoulder. Yeah.
Is there like some type of office that is like an offshoot to this exhibit area?
I mean, so it's a museum wing, and there's all these exhibits. You know, there's like a replica Viking longboat.
Okay.
They have art and clothes and all this kind of stuff. So there's not an explicit office here because this is like a exhibit area. But the minute you enter, a museum security guard like, oh, hey. What, you can't just be in there.
Okay. I tell Ruthie, I'll take care of him. You go find someone who knows anything about what we're dealing with.
Okay. And I just realized how ridiculous I look because I'm little, and this was like man suit. So I'm like holding up the pant legs. Like I have the sleeves kind of like pulled up, and I'm like holding up the pant legs and like shuffle running barefoot because there's no way I would have been able to get those shoes to stay on my feet. So yeah, maybe I still have my Chucks on. We'll say that. So, and I'm trying to zip around to find someone who works there.
Okay. So we'll deal with Miss Ibis real quick. The guard heard you say, you go ahead, I'll deal with this, and turn around with a crowbar on your shoulder. And he probably said, you know what? And they just turned around and walked away. He's just not going to have it.
And dealt with.
Go on break.
I don't get paid enough. I'm out. So Ruthie, you run around for a minute, and this place has kind of been dimly lit because they've turned off the power. Clearly, they're dealing with the break-in. And eventually, you get to an area where you see a glass. There's like a dais stand, right? The classic museum thing in the middle with the square glass case, right? And that's been broken, and something was stolen out of there. You can see a couple people standing around talking. One is a pretty tall blonde woman. She looks Norwegian or Scandinavian. And she's standing there, kind of. She's talking. She's like in a business suit, kind of a gray business suit. She looks very professional, and she's talking to another man who's holding a clipboard, and they're talking. And it becomes pretty apparent he's some sort of insurance adjuster, and she's the traveling curator with this exhibit.
So I walk up to her and I say, "Pardon me, ma'am, can I talk to you for a second about the mask that was taken?" And I show her a picture of it in case she doesn't know what I'm talking about.
She kind of looks you up and down. And whereas Ruthie is, 4 foot, pushing 5 maybe. This woman is probably closer to 5'10", 5'11". So it is and her suit is like perfectly tailored. So it is an exercise in extremes here. Right.
I hold it up so she can see it better. It's like, can I talk to you about this mask up here? Thanks.
And she kind of looks at you, and she looks at Penny and then Miss Ibis, who is now caught up. And yes, you're a ragtag detachment.
It's been a long day.
So it's
Very serious face.
Much like your pants. What can I help you with? I've already spoken with the local authorities.
Well, we have some information here that we wanted you to take a look at, and we think we may know where the mask might be.
Well, that is much better than I expected from the police of this city.
Oh, we're not the police.
You don't say. Who might you be?
We are the people who are going to help you. Now, do you have an office or something we can go into away from people?
Sure, this way.
Cool.
And she leads you down a hallway and up a flight of stairs to kind of a smallish office off to the side in like the administrative part of the museum. The sign on the door says Dr. Sigurd's daughter. And she goes, please sit as best you can. I apologize. My office isn't really fit to receive more than one people at a time, really. Young lady, would you prefer to borrow a pair of shoes or pants that would fit you?
I'm okay.
I have some yoga pants around here. They're quite stretchy. They might recede enough for you.
No, I'm okay. Thanks. I wanted to show you about this mask, though. It's very important. And so I show her like all of the information and say,
Yes, you found some of the eddas that refer to the mask. That's why it's in the exhibit as an item of historical significance.
but did you know all of the stuff here?
Yes, it's folklore and myth. And it's been written about for hundreds of years.
Okay. So if someone were to steal this mask and put it on their face, what would you say would happen?
I assumed their oils on their skin would contaminate the mask, and we would have to begin repairs to preserve its historical authenticity.
So what would you say if I told you it actually conjured a three-legged horse and gave them like magic powers?
Well, I would say it's clear you've been taking some sort of hallucinogen, and that would explain your outfit.
But it wasn't just me that saw it, and I'd point to Miss Ibis.
Yes, we weren't under the influence of any type of hallucinogenic drug. And then I kind of like pull Penny up to her, who still kind of has some like blood.
Yeah. I'm a
Blood stuff. Yeah.
Do the Eddas talk about this?
I mean, yes, as a curse that is visited upon the enemies of the Hellas.
What kind of curse?
Okay. How do you reverse the curse? Does it say anything about that?
Good question.
Oh, usually the curse just kills the afflicted.
Oh, no. No.
This person looked very much alive.
I'm sorry, is your friend with the food coloring on their mouth the cursed one, or the person who supposedly is wearing the mask?
I beg your pardon. I was not wearing the mask.
Clearly.
And she got cursed and
I was-
is going to die unless we figure out how to stop it.
Yes. Mhm.
It's all just children's tales and folklore. There's nothing of significance here other than stories. I mean, you wouldn't believe that if you went into the woods, you'd find a house made of gingerbread where a witch would bake you alive. Why would you believe these stories? Simply because they're not from America? Are you really that ill-cultured to assume that anyone different than you has stories that are valid and true?
Listen, lady, my parents are trustees of this museum. I am not ill-cultured. And we are not lying.
Yeah.
And we
Spending
saw a three-legged horse.
Spending your money to support a museum automatically infers culture. Excellent.
It does. Money buys culture.
Right.
Money buys you,
That's like
lady.
capitalism.
How distinctly American of you.
Right. We are not lying. She is telling you the truth.
Very well. If you've seen this person with the mask and they were wearing it, and she seems really offended by that idea that you would wear a historical artifact. Where are they? And did you detain them? Are the police with them? Has the mask been returned? Or did you just simply run here, however, and she looks at Ruthie's long pants again, however difficult that might have been, to tell me that you saw the stolen item?
We didn't want to just tell you that we saw it. We wanted to know if you could help us. And it's really seeming like you're not gonna, but it killed my friend and it almost killed my other friend. So we need to figure this out.
The mask killed somebody.
Well, no, the person wearing the mask killed somebody. Were you even listening to anything we just said?
So somebody wearing the mask killed somebody.
Yeah. There was like all this
other than your friend who is cursed, as she looks at Penny.
Yeah. The dead person that's not here because they're dead. Back at the place where we saw the person.
How did... And yet you didn't call the police first. You came here instead.
Yeah.
Yes. This didn't really seem like something the police could help with. I thought you
It's
might
like-
be able to help.
Yes.
All right.
So
How was this person killed? Walk me through what happened.
Well,
Penny, why don't you describe how you felt when this person put the curse on you?
Okay, so I'm starting to feel a little bit better, you said, so I can start doing the Penny thing. So centering the story a little bit on stuff that isn't even part of it, but then eventually getting to the bits where what it felt like and what they did, and that it was some sort of, I don't know, energy that was like sucking the life out of me. And like my blood and bodily fluid was just coming out of my mouth and my nose, and I thought I was going to die. And they saved me. And you're mocking us. And then Andrews gave his life to try to save us, and you're mocking us, and you need to help us. And just like describing all the, so hopefully she can get the bits about what it did.
Young lady, I assure you, I am not mocking you. If pointing out the inconsistencies in your story make you feel mocked, I can't help you with that. That's your burden to bear for the rest of your life, I suppose. But irregardless, what you described to me does not fit the powers of the mask in the myths or stories. The mask is worn by those who come to collect souls, we'll call them, for hell. Is a very improper assignation of responsibilities when you get down to it. But functionally, they serve as purveyors of the dead and death, not some sort of Americanized, bastardized Grim Reaper.
Are there any artifacts in this room?
Oh, yeah, tons.
Okay. Miss Ivis is gonna just like smash open one of the cases.
with the
With a
crowbar.
crowbar. I'm just trying to get you to take this seriously. That's
All right. I assure you, I'm taking the theft of our artifact very seriously. But you haven't given me anything other than stories that don't match anything.
When is the last time the mask was worn?
Oh. If you go off the stories in the recordings, several hundred years ago.
Tell
If
her
you go off
what you're
popular folklore, I mean, the mask was donated by some fellow from Century City, which is why the exhibit's here, from his private collection. He might know better if they tried it on as party favors. That seems a very American thing to do.
Who was this person? What was their name?
Some cowboy named Asher Solomon. I believe he has oil money or something. I don't really know. I assume all Americans have oil money.
Asher Sullivan. Is that like a local name that we would have heard before?
Are any of you educated or have eidetic memory?
Oh no, my mom did in the last episode.
Okay. Yes, it is a name Penny knows, and she knows where to find Asher.
Nice.
awesome. I know where we can find him.
Okay.
Excellent. Are you going to cease smashing priceless artifacts? And get out of my office.
I think we've got what we came for. Thank you, ma'am. And I like lift up my pant legs and I start walking out.
All right.
That's awesome.
Is there like a candy bowl on her desk?
Yes.
Cool. So I take a piece of candy and I put it in my mouth, and then I pick up my pant legs and I walk out.
I mean, every culture has terrible candy, so it is whatever the equivalent is from like Denmark. Right? I don't really know, but I assume like I mean here we have saltwater taffy, which is just awful. So
no, that's amazing.
okay, sorry. What candy do you hate?
Black licorice.
Okay, it's a Nordic equivalent. It's probably just black licorice. Actually,
Black licorice.
that seems like a thing they would have there in Denmark. So we'll just say it's that.
So as I'm walking out, I pass a garbage can. I go, puh, and then I just keep walking. So, put the candy in, up, start walking, puh, keep walking.
All right, so you head out.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you all getting back to your car and following Penny's lead?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's exciting. It's about lunchtime, which is convenient because you end up outside O'Callahan's pub.
Oh,
O'Callahan's.
O'Callahan's. Is that where Asher Sullivan hangs out during the
It
day?
is, yes.
oh, Callahan's pub. He should be in here.
You should be. That's true.
So, Penny, do you know what he looks like? Have you
I
met him
do.
before?
I have a picture here. Hang on.
Cool. Oh, awesome.
Why can't I find out? It's around here. Here's that picture.
Is he a wealthy person in town or like erudite or no? So somehow this guy had this artifact.
I mean, if he is, he's definitely not in the circles
Okay.
you move in.
Cool. But he's the one that gave it to the museum, so it's on loan from him. Oh,
That is correct.
interesting. Yeah, this guy's kind of a nobody. I mean, as far as somebody who would have an artifact like this, one would assume.
Oh man, I don't
It's
have
allowed.
any. All right, well, this is the piece of art we get. So here we go.
And he looks like this.
He looks like this as I fail to pull up the art in any of a speedy.
It's just Jameson. Bring up Jameson from you.
Yes.
That'd be awesome.
That would actually be super funny.
Or Bailey.
No, it's not Jameson. I'm sorry. I will find a way to work him in. I promise.
You could just describe him if
Oh, no, I
you
got
want
it.
to. Because cool.
Don't worry. It just took me a minute.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
He's
Interesting.
kind of hunky for a nobody. Like
That's true.
a little
But
dangerous.
he's not like glowing pink in the pub, right?
No.
No, he's just playing pool.
Okay.
He looks like
Okay.
a Winchester. I've been watching a lot of Supernatural, so
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
His aim.
No,
Yeah.
I've never seen that, so I would not have a point of reference for that. Ironically, he's also on the page in the Tiny Supers PDF I've open for rules reference right now.
oh, that's funny.
I didn't want to show you that picture, so I had to find a different one.
It's so cool.
Yeah, so he's just playing pool and drinking a Guinness.
Okay,
That's the guy.
All right.
so I
You got
hike up
this,
my
Miss
pant legs and
Ruthie.
I walk over to him. Excuse me, Mr. Sullivan.
It's Solomon,
Solomon.
like the king and the wise person.
Oh, let me go ahead and change that in my
Me too.
very official Ruthie notes, and not Ashley. Yes. So, yes, I am sorry, Mr. Solomon.
And he like, turns to look at you like, oh, hi?
Hi. I was wondering how much you could tell us about your mask that got stolen.
I'm afraid I don't know what you're referring to.
There was a mask. Let me see if I can refresh your memory. There was a mask that was yours that you loaned to the museum, and it got stolen. Does that help?
He doesn't seem like he's dodging. He seems legitimately a little like, the museum here? And it was stole.
I show him a picture.
Oh, yeah. All right. They stole that?
Yeah. I would assume they would have told you since it was on loan from you.
No, I just gave it to him. It's not mine anymore.
Oh, okay.
I'm not on loan. loan a priceless artifact around them. What do you think I am? I look like a man who loans priceless artifacts?
You owned it at one point. What made you get rid of it?
It's a historical relic. It belongs in a museum.
Mm.
Does he have a hat on the peg somewhere?
Actually, some of the art I have does have him with a hat, but it was passed down to me from my uncle.
Mm. What can you tell us about it? Did you ever try it on? You totally tried it on, didn't you?
No, I did not
Are you sure?
try on. Yes, young lady, I am much smarter than somebody who just tries on ancient relics to see what happens.
Okay, well, someone tried on the ancient relic to see what happened, and
They turned into a demon monster with disease powers and a three-legged horse.
yes.
All right.
So you believe us then?
Yeah,
Okay,
I assume you wouldn't be here looking like that unless it was a serious issue.
it's very serious.
Unless your parents let you out with pants that don't fit regularly, in which case, then good on them for allowing you to buck society's norms.
It's a disguise.
Yeah,
I'm undercover.
And overpanted.
aren't we all?
Indeed.
Are we?
Right. Magic artifact, demon powers unleashed.
Yeah. How do we stop them?
Well, you've got to get the mask off them to take their powers away.
They're like really strong and dangerous, though. How do we do that?
I assume you'll need to be clever and probably smarter than them, which I assume the mask has magic of its own, which is going to mess with their head a little bit and probably override some semblance of their free will a little bit. So hopefully you can use that to your advantage.
Okay.
Did your uncle tell you anything about it or leave you any, I don't know, secret artifact journal or something? You know, that talks about it, like an instruction manual?
You're an Ellis, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
I knew your grandfather very well. Which is weird to hear because your grandpa's been dead since like the 70s.
Oh, really?
This guy doesn't look like he's maybe a day over 35.
Like, how would you have known my grandfather?
So we worked together. So I don't have like a secret journal of notes. I can tell you it's a magical relic. It's a mask. I can tell you that the magic has nothing to do with Norse religion or magic. It's a curse that was put on it several centuries later by a secret society.
What secret society?
Oh, I don't remember. There are a dime a dozen, some sort of name about illumination or ascension or Thule or Hyperborea. I don't know, pick something. The Order of, the Society of, the Distracting Egotistical Maniacs. There are a dime a dozen. Just flip a coin.
She's gonna like nudge Penny, or Penny's gonna nudge, Ruthie.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like my grandpa died in 1972.
There you go.
The way this guy's like, and he's talking like he was there for this stuff.
I look up at him and I say, Mr. Asher Solomon, how old are you?
A couple years under 400, I'd say. Maybe a little older, maybe a little younger. It gets muddy around the 200s, you kind of lose track. Did a lot of drinking for the...
You look good.
400 years?
Yes.
Okay.
It would be silly to be 400 days. I'd be tiny.
It could be months. Quarters, something.
That'd be about right. No, well, give or take. Born in the late 1600s, right around English Civil War, give or take.
How are you 400?
Magic, obviously.
Ah,
How else would I know about a magic mask?
got
Do
it.
you think people in bars just know about magic masks and demons? Like, what do you
Until
acquire?
a minute ago, I did.
Oh, young lady, you're in for a treat.
So I'm assuming you know some other things about metamystical stuff. Do you
You could say that.
happen to have any other items of a mystical nature?
That, my friend, I don't know your name yet. Ellis, you must be Ruthie Sparks. I've heard about you. You are...
Ms. Ibis. I'm the chauffeur / bodyguard.
And also smart enough not to give out your full name.
You'll do well. I tend not to keep the magic artifacts I recover. I tend to put them in places of safe holding, which I had assumed the museum was due to the many enchantments and wards that were on it. So if somebody took the mask, they had a way in. Because I am no slouch as a magician.
This is like even above Penny's pay grade, so she just keeps going like, "What?"
He sees that, he like pulls a quarter out of your... See?
That one
Mhm.
I've kind of seen before.
And then he like pings it off the table and it turns into a pint of Guinness and he just drinks it.
Whoa.
Freaking leprechaun.
No, it's just like Guinness.
He's drinking Guinness. He's in O'Callahan's pub.
But my name
You're not
Irish.
reddish brown hair.
Oh.
Not a leprechaun. I don't have a pumpkin somewhere. Leprechauns are nasty, by the way. Do not tangle with a leprechaun.
Okay, we're not. We're tangoing with a 3-legged horse
Yep.
Mhm.
and its rider, who hopefully won't show up anytime soon. But that's not a guarantee.
Well, they seem to have cursed Miss Ellis here, so they can track her now.
Oh, great.
Soon they're hot on your tail.
Cool.
I would offer my services, but I can't.
Why?
The rules of magic are complex and complicated. This kind of isn't my thing to deal with based on my job description. And when I say isn't, yeah, I literally can't.
Who do we need to talk to?
For what?
For help with defeating the demon horse and the rider.
Oh. Is the Valkyrie still at the museum? Did you talk to her?
She wasn't very helpful.
Well, Valkyries aren't. They're kind of crotchety. They're thousands of years old and they deal with dead people all day. I'd be crotchety.
Yep, that was definitely her. Yes, we talked to her.
She made fun of your pants.
She did make fun of my pants. She's
She
trying to
does,
give me yoga pants.
she does that to my boot, too. He's wearing cowboy boots.
She had awful candy too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
Carries dead people around. Black
okay.
kind of goes with the whole thing.
That's the only way I'd eat black licorice.
So if you told her about this, she's probably off to try to find the mask and recover it. That's kind of her job duties. She probably won't succeed because they haven't ever. The mask is a little more powerful than a given Valkyrie. So, you know.
Can you do magic to tell us where it is, like right now?
I sure can. But I don't need to.
Oh,
Because he points at the doorway behind you. And,
Oh, no.
Oh no!
and then you look back at him and there's nobody there. Like a quarter's just spinning on the table. And then it like, falls off the 8-ball into the pocket.
Mm.
dang. That's awesome.
And we'll cut there for tonight.
Oh,
Smooth.
that
That
was
is smooth.
super
I love
cool.
that.
Awesome.
I kind of love him. I hope he's in all the stories.
Yeah, she's great.
He's so like nonchalant about being a freaking magical 400-year-old
Yeah, I
person.
love
Yeah.
that. I love
Mhm.
that so much.
Yeah.
And I'm very intrigued by the fact that he also does not look his age.
Oh,
So
He's the
Ah.
opposite of you.
oh,
he's
Yeah.
the opposite of me. Yeah. He's like, yeah,
I was prepared to bring that up if you asked anything about it.
yeah.
wow.
That's
That's a
really
All right,
good
cool.
folks. That was our second episode of GallantVerse Origins, featuring the origin stories of Ruthie Sparks. next week we'll be doing a Mechas and Monsters one-off. I've decided on the fly, so yay, because we have the Kickstarter going live, so we'll do that instead.
Yeah.
But the week after, we'll come back to finish Ruthie's story, and then we'll loop back to finish Quantum Chance's story, and then we'll get into the stories for both Gina and Madi. And then we'll do our 4-part team-up finale between all these characters we're growing to know and love.
Nice.
That's so cool.
Mhm.
I want to thank my friends for hanging out and playing with me. Folks, we'll start with Madi, and we'll just do the clockwise thing again. Where can folks find you online?
Sure. You can find me on Twitter at Madi_Murdock, or sorry, Murdock_Madi on Twitter. And then you can also find me at on my website, which is MadiMurdock.com.
Hi, you can find me on Twitter, some other places too, but on Twitter as at Gina Ricker, same place on same thing on Facebook, etc.
And I am all over the place. So if you just go to linktree.com/Ashley J. Smith, it's got links to all my social medias and different projects that I do.
All right, folks, I'm Alan Bahr. You can find me on Twitter at Alan Bahr or Facebook, Alan Bahr Writes. GallantVerse.com, shop.GallantVerse, Drive-Thru-RPG, at Gallant Kid Games on Twitter, wherever you can find us, whatever. Facebook.com/GallantVerse. I think that's all of it. Boom.
And I think that was one breath. Good job.
Yeah.
I say this a lot now, so I'm just
Very good.
But I want to thank everybody who watched us. I want to thank everybody who hung out and commented and had a good time with us. And we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Yay.
Yeah, as we were talking about we're gonna dress like FBI agents, I'm just like, I've been watching too much Supernatural because I'm finishing the final season, and I literally just watched an episode where they were playing pool. So
Nice.
when
It
was like, yeah, he's pool table, and I was like, of course he is. So yes. Mhm.
I've never seen an episode of that show.
I've only seen the first season.
It was on so long that I remember being a freshman in college and going to watch parties for it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
they're
when
like, ended, and I was like, it's on still?
Yeah. There's the
Like-
final season. It ended, and so I'm watching the final season now that it's over. So
Wow.
mhm.
It's fun.
Yes. Yeah. Tonight was a lot of fun. I loved it. The
Oh,
bad guy
yeah.
is so scary.
Seriously.
It's
It's
like,
so
scary.
good.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
and I love the NPCs, and that villain is,
Yes.
oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I loved how that Valkyrie was just like not giving us the time of day.
I know.
And then as soon as we leave, like she probably like goes to go
Uh-huh.
to care.
Yeah.
That was
She's
a cool
Valkyrie.
twist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
love
wondering
that.
if you were going to catch that from her name. I didn't know what you all knew, but Sigurd is one of the Valkyries.
Okay.
So
I was like Sigurd's daughter. I was like, okay, so Sigurd's daughter. She's daughter
I
of
just
whoever Sigurd is.
figured it was, yeah.
Mhm.
Her first name is Kara, which is also a Valkyrie name. So like,
Oh.
I'm really just layering it in there. Like,
You were the hammer.
That was really cool.
Thor's
It
hammer.
was awesome. Yeah, that
Love
was
it.
so good.
Mhm.
When I was planning this, Ruthie was pitched to me as like kind of a crazy science hero, right? For some reason we have this slew of like wibbly wobbly science heroes where it's just science is all made up.
Uh-huh.
There's Quantum Chance, and then Ruthie, and I was like, well, if we're gonna make crap up, I'm gonna put magic opposite them, and we'll just do the two ends of the made up crap.
Yeah.
Cool. That
Science
was
isn't
really
made up.
I know.
Yes, that's true. Chance's quantum-based gravity power are totally
Yeah.
realistic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
don't do it.
science.
Yeah. Dr. Sparks can totally explain it.
Yep.
Mhm.
Dr.
Accurately.
Sparks, Dean of Science stuff.
Yeah.
Doctor, Dean of Science stuff at local university.
I feel like we can't even quantify what she's the dean of. Then it counts as people are made up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what you said that wing or that science department was, because it was more like
Mhm.
very obtuse sort of
Oh, the
science.
biodimensional quantum mechanics wing for research and application.
Yep, that sounds right.
That's why you're the
Fancy.
GM, because you can just come up with that stuff.
I don't think those words work together at all, but they sound cool. So I'm gonna go with it.
It's fine.
Well, you think they sound very technical.
I am slowly introducing one major NPC in each person's origin story from the greater universe. So you met yours now. You met one last session too, but we'll see if you know who they are.
That's exciting. Was it Riker? Because you can't give a character a name like Riker and then not have them be in the story.
It's spelled with a Y, by the way.
Oh, not in my notes.
Oh.
It's not.
No.
I figured,
Waiting for him to come up and just like start putting his legs up on things and
Yeah.
go over chairs.
oh, well, I can. Yeah, I got this.
Yep.
Oh,
You want me to spin my office chair around? Because I don't think I can do that.
oh, that's
I
awesome.
didn't get to do my favorite joke with him, though, which is when people meet him, he goes, I'm Riker Swift. Yes, related to that Swift. No, I can't get you tickets.
Girl.
I need to do that because I forgot about it in the middle of running. I was like, oh, man, that's my best joke. Because this is who I am now. That's my best joke.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Yes. It's a good joke.
It is a good joke.
Can't wait to hear it when he comes back next.
Well,
Yep.
now we know that because we watched Marty blast him into oblivion.
Yeah,
Oh, that's true.
totally blasted him.
And then we cut to black. We're just cliffhangers left and right here.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're pretty good though. They're really good cliffhangers.
I know. I have to look at
I'm
those
so
notes
excited.
again, but not for a couple weeks.
One of the greatest GMing tricks I ever learned or tips I ever got was don't be afraid to end early on a good note rather than try to push through for a full like time allotment.
Yeah.
I'd rather be like, we're a couple minutes short. Good cliffhanger. Boom. You know,
Yeah.
right? And try to milk
Yeah.
everything. Like,
Yeah. Yep.
So that was one of the
No,
best advice I ever got.
that's super
Yeah.
smart. It's
That's a good one.
Leave him wanting more sort of
Yeah.
show
It's
his thing.
the Calvin Hobbes. It's what Bill Willingham, right? Willingham? Is that his name? Bill Willingham, the guy who did Calvin Hobbes, said, he's like, I'd rather go out with people wanting me to come back than hate how long I went on.
Yeah. Mhm.
Right. So I try to remember that
Yeah.
when I do stuff. Like,
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
yeah, next week we'll do Mechas and Monsters.
Yes.
Wow.
That's
Awesome.
exciting.
And we'll loop back to Ruthie.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll work this Mechas and Monsters into the story. I bet I can.
Oh,
That'd be
I'm
cool.
sure you can because science.
Totally. Then it'll be canon.
We're
in the
quantum
same
kaiju.
universe.
Yeah. Quantum kaiju.
Well, yeah. Where do they come from?
Yeah. Where do they
I
go?
feel like if you play a kaiju thing or watch a kaiju thing and your question is where do they come from, you've missed the entire point of the kaiju, right? Who cares where they came from? Did they stomp on stuff and did they break it?
Oh yeah. No, but I mean, like the people watching have to be like, where did the North Pole?
Mhm.
I got a thing. I already know.
So the way my brain works, when you said where did they come from, I immediately where did they go because Cotton Eye Joe, and I was like Quantum Kaijo. So
All right, we're leaving for the night, folks.
You're
and
fired.
we'll get on the screen again.
Ashley has to leave now.
No,
right.
I love it.
Folks, we'll see you next week. Same time, same place.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us. And thanks to my awesome friends and cast members for doing this
Thank
with me.
you.
See everybody later. Bye.
Bye.